Want to make it simple too. We've got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
You better not be filming that.
I am.
Good.
Wait. Nemo?
Nemo.
Probably Dalton Lake.
That's the plan.
Okay. Love you.
Best description of that last section, which was about 2 miles, was single track like this, rolling hills, real nice, nothing real drastic, a good spot to try to make up a little time because the first 3 miles took my time away from me. I have this plan to run 15-minute miles on race day, and of course that it'll put me way behind. It's probably more like the first 3 were 18 to 19, and then it got a little bit better, but after 1 hour I was 15 minutes off the pace, which means if I'm that far behind on race day, I gotta find 15, 14-minute miles somewhere, or some 13-minute miles to help me keep on my 15 per minute mile pace. There she goes. I'm here at the Silver City Community Hall. I'm going to do a training run on the Black Hills Ultra 50-mile course. I'm going to make this video for people maybe who are from out of state that have never been here and get a little taste of what it's going to be like. My plan today is my wife just dropped me off here at Silver City, and then she's going to pick me up at Dalton Lake 21.5 miles later, and I got a good adventure between here and there, so here we go. The geese are ready for me to do this, so let's do it. 3/10 of a mile in on the course. Of course, we're going to get a lot of uphill, and it begins now. You don't get much time before you got to go up. Started out this morning at about 7:30. It's 32, 33 degrees. Beautiful, calm day. That down there is the tailwaters of Lake Pactola, and this is the beginning of a lot of uphill in the first 2 miles. After that first little uphill, it was maybe 2/10 of a mile uphill at the most. Then you had a nice little stretch where you could run pretty good till here. Now it's going to go uphill quite a bit shortly. This is about 9/10 of a mile from where I started. Now, keep in mind when I give mileages, they're all going to be from the Silver City Community Center. Where they start the race exactly, I'll find out in a few weeks. This is the road that goes to Jenny Gulch. There's a Centennial Trail marker, very important to see. Deerfield Trail marker, very important to see. And up we go. This is the view from the third upgrade in the very first section of the 50-miler. Hard to show a grade, but way down there is where I started coming up, and I'm not to the top of this grade yet. So there's 3 so far, I think a total of 5 till we whoop this hill. And boy, what a beautiful day. Here comes the 4th pretty good upgrade in this first section, just to get you warmed up. Pretty important markers to find. Here's a nice little stretch in this first stretch. Each one of these steep uphills seems to have a flat to maybe even downhill stretch, which really helps my mind break up these steep uphills. It gives me hopes of staying on pace. Alright, I'm just about to what I'm going to call the summit of the first section, and there's basically 5 pretty good uphill grades, but the good news is there's nice little sections in between each one of them to gather yourself, and it's going real good. I'm trying to not expend much energy because 52.5 miles is a long way, so I got to practice saving myself in this section. The technique I'm using is something I learned, somebody taught me when I ran Pikes Peak, and it's basically pretty simple. Run until it's too hard, and then walk until it's too easy. So that's what I got going for me. We're about a little over 2 miles from the Silver City Community Center, and basically I've summited what I call this first hill. Alright, here we go. Coming up on a kind of a critical juncture in the trail, as I understand it, because if you go right here, you're going to go into no man's land, because that's the Centennial Trail. If you go left, you'll be right on track. I hope it's still there. Just turn and go towards the disco light. And that shack over there. I forgot to say that turn back there where the Centennial Trail meets the Deerfield Trail with the disco light is about 3¼ miles from the Silver City, and it's just before this crossing of the paved highway that goes into Silver City. So about a little over 3 miles, you ought to be seeing something like this. Just crossed the highway that goes through Silver City, and this reason I'm filming right now is this is a pretty important junction in the road here, because if you're running along here and you see that trail, you don't want to go there. That goes down to the beginning of the Deerfield Trail, and it's not the course as far as I understand it. You want to stay the course here from here on out, looking for not Deerfield Trail, for the Centennial Trail. Now, here's my disclaimer. I'm doing this the best to my knowledge, what I've read, what I believe to be the trail. Do your own due diligence, and don't totally rely on me. I'm just trying to give a tour of what I believe the first 21 miles of the Black Hills Ultra Marathon 50-miler is. You come up upon this gate shortly after you cross 385 and run down the ditch a little ways, and which is the second paved road. You come to this gate. Thought I'd take a second to film this. This gate is you wonder, I did the first time, wondered how does it really work. Well, what happens is pretty easy. It took me a minute. You pull up, push it through, and of course, as always, if you go through a gate, shut it. When you see the rock cliff straight ahead there, that'd be the Pilot's Knob area. Probably aid station there. Until now it's been mostly a single track. Right now this is sort of a wheeler road, I think. Another thought, hope about to crash trying to film here, but that will happen. The thought is I never see an elk, but I see lots of elk poops. Seems like there's either a lot of elk or there's few elk that poop a lot. There's also a mountain lion scat every once in a while, but I never ever see one of those critters. Hopefully someday. Alright, I'm here taking a little pit stop here at Elk Creek. Not Elk Creek, heck, I'm a long ways from Elk Creek. This is Pilot's Knob. Already getting loopy. Pilot's Knob. I'm just a hair over 2 hours into this, off my 15-minute mile pace, but that's as expected. I'll pick it up from here. So I took a little break, ate my peanut butter jelly and honey sandwich, and got some water. One thing that somebody who might not know, how in the world can I do this unsupported 21 miles through the hills? Well, this little baby helps. I just stopped and filled up my water out of this creek with this Be-Free water filter. Pretty handy item. And gee whiz, I'm just overly enthused with my new Salomon backpack. I've got so much stuff in here, I could go for a week, I think. But anyway, that's how. So, better get running. Shortly after Pilot's Knob, well, two things. As soon as you hit Pilot's Knob, the trail becomes sort of a four-wheeler highway, because that's what it is. And you come to this juncture here. If you go to the left, you might be in big trouble. And here's this little sign that gives us a little clue. And that sign doesn't tell us anything. But if you're new to this whole situation, you want to look for that Centennial 89 skull head there and there. That's where we're going. This has been, I mean, I can't even get it into the picture, a long ways up there, coming down, pretty steep, really a kind of a, well, you can hopefully see it, really a rough terrain and steep downhill. Just beating myself up getting down this. I'd be happy when I hit something a little more level so I can actually run on it. But this is why it's a challenge. If it was a bike path, anybody could do it. Interesting. I find weird things when I'm out and about. I don't know what kind of egg that is, but it's big. I'll put my foot down there for a reference point. Could be an eagle, who knows? Oh, this terrain is a welcome sight. It's been pretty rugged. Haven't done much filming because after I went down out of on the really rocky Wheeler Trail out of Pilot's Knob, I didn't film. I had to make sure I didn't break my ankle. And then once I came up out of that bottom, it got a little better, and now it's like a groomed bike path, man. It's really nice. And this really nice path here is about a little over 11 miles from the start, where I started. Kind of a wide spot in the road here. Trail goes down there, trail goes down there. Sorry about the fast movement. Trail goes down there. I came from right over there. So, not hard to, it's easy to find. But if you go that way, you're going to end up like at the Nemo Cemetery and you're going to be really lost. Same old deal. Look for the arrows. Look for the skulls. Getting close to Nemo. Not real close, but getting there. This is about 13.5 miles in. Kind of a nice section. There wasn't much back there. It was just a wheeler trail. Now up here is going to be, again, my disclaimer, do your own research. But what I read is the course leaves the Centennial Trail here. If you follow the Centennial Trail, you're going to miss the aid stations and go farther than everyone else. So, kind of a critical spot right here. That arrow says go to the Centennial Trail. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take this gravel road into Nemo, which is going to be a welcome change of footing. There we go. Might just stop there and buy a Gatorade. Coming into Nemo. This thing on my left is an old general store. I hope it's open. I'm going to see if I can go in and get a water or a Gatorade. If not, there's a normal convenience store up there. I don't know if they're open or not. They got a pretty good little restaurant around the side. Well, I'm hoping this one's open. Those other two behind me weren't open. But this one probably is. I hope. I'm about to find out. Well, that's what I get for passing up water. None of them stores were open. But I did go around back to one of the places and found a spigot and just borrowed some water. I just needed it to keep going. So, if I'm correct, when you're running the 50-miler, the course goes along this highway until we get up to the Centennial Trail over here. So, that's the way I believe it to be. Ran down Nemo Road, maybe a quarter of a mile, not very far. Then I took a right-hand turn here on Van Acker Canyon, and the Wheeler Trail kind of showed up in the ditch on the right-hand side there when you intersected it with the Centennial Trail. So now here we're going back into the trees on the Centennial Trail. So back to the Centennial Trail, onward to Dalton Lake. Finally, a little bit of scenic area. For a long time there wasn't much scenic about it. It's pretty much a wheeler trail. Nice little area here. Basically have been climbing for about 300 miles or so since we got out of Nemo. Pretty rough section. A little story about this. We call this right here, when we summit this right here, we call it Kmart Pass. And the reason we call it Kmart Pass is a story. My wife and I were hiking the Centennial Trail a few years back, and right in this section, for whatever reason, she ended up lagging behind a little bit, and just enough out of earshot, and she started to have a bathroom emergency that would require some toilet paper, and I had the toilet paper. Well, she's yelling at me and I can't hear her, so I'm trucking right along about right here. She's back there, really in trouble, and we call this Kmart Pass because back then Kmart had a short-lived commercial where they said you could ship your pants. It wasn't on very long because you know what it kind of sounds like, I think. But anyway, so we named this Kmart Pass because of her emergency. Now, she's going to want me to tell everybody that no, she didn't ship her pants. She made it to me, got the toilet paper and took care of business. Right there where that telephone pole is, that's the summit of Kmart Pass. After Kmart Pass, it went deep down for a little bit, and then it got onto this road here that's pretty deep and fairly flat, running parallel to the road way down below to my left that goes into Dalton Lake. So this is going to go along here for a ways, and I got to be careful to find the turn that goes down into the lake area. But on race day, if I have legs, which would be a lot better than today, then I could make up some time along here. I'm at right around the 20-mile mark. Here's kind of an important turn to make, I believe, just after that 1 mile to the trailhead sign. I think you could go either way, but I think you're supposed to go down this trail. Don't know for sure. They both are marked Centennial Trail, but this one I think takes you down to Dalton Lake. We're going to find out in just a second here. Oops. I'm maybe not supposed to do this one because I think the instructions said don't do W's. Oop, I'll go back and do that. Yeah, I came back, not going down there. Can go this way because there's a Centennial 89 and a W is not there because the instructions said follow the yellow brick road. No, it said don't go in the W's, I think. So I'm going to go this way. We'll see. I'll eventually get there. I always get a little confused right up in here. Glad I questioned what I was doing back there. I went a little further here, I don't know, half a mile or so, and I believe that this is what I'm supposed to do. We got to go down this way sooner or later, so this is what I'm going to do right here. The lake is down there to my left. I think this is probably what will be on race day, the course. We will soon see. This stretch, taking me down to the lake, has turned into single track, but pretty dang steep single track. But that's what it is. and I'm pretty sure this is the right trail, but on race days I'll have it marked even better. Okay, we're about to conclude this, I suppose you'd call it a preview of the first 21 miles of the Black Hills Ultra 50 miler. Just about ready to fall right into the Dalton Lake trailhead right here. The summary of the day is that trail is hard. It ain't made out of milk toast. And I got some more training to do. Saw some deer and chipmunks. No elk. Didn't see any squatch. Still no mountain lions. Unless I fall in the next, few moments, I didn't take any spills. So a pretty successful day. Good workout. Hope my girlfriend is here to pick me up. It doesn't look like she is yet, so if she isn't, I'll just head down the road a ways. She'll be coming in that road. It's probably only one way in. So we're coming into the Dalton Lake trailhead right here. Another thing that I found odd is I didn't see a human yet today. There's the first car. Okay, we're about to conclude this, I suppose you'd call it a preview of the first 21 miles of the Black Hills Ultra 50 miler. Just about ready to fall right into the Dalton Lake trailhead right here. The summary of the day is that trail is hard. It ain't made out of milk toast. And I got some more training to do. Saw some deer and chipmunks. No elk. Didn't see any squatch. Still no mountain lions. Unless I fall in the next, few moments, I didn't take any spills. So a pretty successful day. Good workout. Hope my girlfriend is here to pick me up. It doesn't look like she is yet, so if she isn't, I'll just head down the road a ways. She'll be coming in that road. It's probably only one way in. So we're coming into the Dalton Lake trailhead right here. Another thing that I found odd is I didn't see a human yet today. There's the first car. Looks like there's my ride. Finally laid out plan. She's probably hanging out down by the lake. There's Dalton Lake. Now I gotta find my ride. First people all day right there.
He did it.
There she is. And there's a little tour of Dalton Lake to finish off my miles.